So I met Dallin almost 4 years ago, and I remember the first time I saw him, it was early in the morning. I was on my way, I was doing a youth camp, I was a counselor, and the van I was in was picking up other counselors, and Dallin got in the car, and I just remember I looked over at him and I thought to myself, what would it be like to marry someone as cute as that boy? And he sat by me, and I just didn't talk to him the whole time. I think I pretended to be asleep because I was so nervous and was terrible at talking at boys. And the van was taking us to the airport to fly to a college where we were doing the youth camp. And I remember Dallin printed out his ticket, and I was behind him at the kiosk, and I printed out mine, and I looked at his ticket secretly, and I saw that we were sitting together, and I didn't say anything, but I was just like, maybe it's meant to be. And the whole summer we had so much fun and we hung out, and then one day Dallin came up to me and he said, Ashley, I really like you, but there's another girl that I also really like, and I'm going to pursue that relationship. And I was so sad and crushed, and I just called my mom and my sister, and I cried, and I said, I thought I felt this. I thought this was the one. I felt it from heaven, saying to me, this is the one. This was the first boy I had ever just felt so completely at home with, and I didn't even know him but a summer. And then he chose this other girl. So I started my first year teaching school, and I couldn't not think of Dallin. I had to block him on my Facebook because I would go look at his pictures and then be sad for the whole day. And I had to erase all our pictures that we had taken. And I made a rule where I wasn't allowed to text him first, because sometimes he would text me and then I would just die for a week of sadness because he didn't want to date me. And I remember one time I texted him and I said, Dallin, I need to know if there's ever a chance for us. And he texted me back and he said, no, there's not a chance. And at that point I just cut him out. I stopped doing anything until that next January. I was doing more youth camps as a counselor, and Dallin, just out of nowhere, he texted me and he said, Ashley, are you doing one of those camps again? And I said yes, and he said, will you find a way for me to be a counselor? I want to do it. I think it would be so fun. And in my head I was like, you jerk, stop it, get out of my life so I can get over you. But I was the other half of me was maybe this is the moment. But I didn't let that half talk very much. And so I was like, yeah, sure, Dallin, I'll try, pretending not to care. And I got him in, and I even got him in my group, and we drove down together. And the whole time I was planning to just pay attention to every other boy and just not pay any attention to him, to just prove to him and to me that I wasn't pining over him, I guess. I kept leaving him he would come hang out with me and I would just walk away. And I noticed every time I left, he would come and find me, and I started testing it out. I would just walk away and I would time it. And then every time he would come and find me, and I was like, something is happening. And so I was just scared. I knew he was gonna do something, I could feel it. At the end of the night, when all the kids had gone home, he came over to me and he was like, so what are we doing? And I was like, I don't know. These people are doing this. Maybe I'll just go home. I don't know. And he was like, well, let's go do something. And he took me, we went and hung out at a hotel lobby because nowhere else was open. It was really late. And I pretended to fall asleep on the couch just to prove to him, I guess, that I wasn't excited, but also to prolong the night. I was like, if I pretend to fall asleep while we're cuddling here on this couch, maybe it'll last forever. I don't know. So finally we left, and as he dropped me off at the place where I was staying, and that's when he came up to me and he said, I made a mistake. And he was reading it off his phone because I think he was nervous, and he read me all these things about how he couldn't stop thinking about me. And like the whole time I had been just dying over missing him, he had been missing me. He asked if I would date him again, and I said, I can't date you just for fun, Dallin. Like, I can't not love you. We weren't even dating. And he was like, okay. And I was like, if you date me, this has to be serious. Like, this has to be for real. And he said yes, and we started dating that January, late January, and the video I'm going to show you is when he proposed to me. So remember, I was teaching kindergarten. He would come and visit sometimes, and I thought he was just coming to visit this day. The principal called me down to her office, and I was like, oh no, like someone's complained, my boyfriend's here, I'm gonna get in trouble. And I was down there and she wasn't even there. The secretary just turned to me and she was like, Miss Pennington, you can just go back to your room. The principal's down there waiting for you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I go back to my room and I open the door and I see what you're about to see.
Whoa, wait. Oh, whoa. Okay, Miss Pennington, we have a trick. It's time. Come on over here. We have to show it to you. Alrighty. So.
And you have to go by him.
Right here. Okay, so we're gonna make something appear, and they're all gonna help you with it. Ready?
Oh, so I need to say this. I am wearing large heart-shaped glasses because I'm a kindergarten teacher, and Dallin is pretending to be a magician because I didn't want to tell my kids that I was bringing my boyfriend in because they got kind of weirded out by that. So I just told them every time he came that it was the magician coming and that he was just coming because they had been super good and he was going to do magic tricks for them. So they knew Dallin as the magician. So when he proposed to me, it was like this huge thing that I was getting married to the magician. It blew their minds.
All right. You see anything in my hand, Miss Pennington? No? All right. Watch carefully. There it is.
That's what the roses are for. I'm gonna buy them. I started thinking this.
Oh, perfect.
Well, you gotta read the question.